This week on Country Music Junkies, we have Alberta native singer-songwriter Bobby Wills on the phone. Bobby, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Now, I want to reflect on your 2013 year because it was incredible. You won the CCMA Rising Star Award, the ACMA Male Artist of the Year. Did you ever imagine that all of that would come together at the beginning of 2013?
No. No, we were really thankful to be in the mix from a nomination standpoint, and that was really the extent of any hopes or expectations. In fact, that even exceeded expectations. We're just, it's been a crazy year.
I bet. Now, 2014 has also been off to a great start. You've recently signed with MDM Recordings, which is a great new step in your path. But before we kind of jump into what you have planned for this year, I want to jump back a little bit for those people who aren't really familiar with how you got into this, because from what I understand, it's a pretty great story. This all began from a dare when you were in Australia.
Yeah, it did. I was, like a lot of people out there, I liked to sing, but was a little too shy to do it, in public. And so I had a friend in Australia that was well aware of that. And after a couple of pints of beer, actually it's probably more than a couple, there was a bet that was proffered that I wouldn't get up with the house band at this little pub. And so I did, and it was country music and that I asked them to play, and it was the only song they knew. And it was a Garth Brooks song, and I guess it was a big enough hit in Australia too, so everybody knew it. And we played it, and the reaction was really good, and I thought, oh wow, okay, that was pretty cool. And it kind of lit the fire.
That is awesome. That's a great story. Now, jumping ahead to now what you have planned for 2014, you have a new album that is going to be released, your third album, Crazy Enough, and the title track to that album will be released next week. So can we talk a little bit about that title track, Crazy Enough?
Absolutely. Yeah, Crazy Enough is a kind of a new thing for us. We wanted to expand ourselves creatively and push the envelope on what we had done in the past and try to give our fans a different look at what we do and how we do things. And so Crazy Enough was something where we set out to give a little different side of ourselves, and that certainly we accomplished that with Crazy Enough.
Now, what's the kind of vibe of that album in comparison to If It Was That Easy?
I think it's just got more variety. For people that like the songs that we put out to date, they won't be disappointed. There's a lot of that feel and a lot of that. I tend to write from the heart, and a lot of my stuff will be based on those types of sentimental things. But we also wanted to have a little more fun this time around, we sort of accomplished both things while not straying too far from what we do.
Right. Well, that's great. Well, we look forward to the release of that. Are we still thinking that will be released in kind of the summertime?
Yeah, I believe it's mid-June. Some of those things, as you know, are up in the air until firm street dates have been made, but that's my understanding at this point, is that it'll be early June.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to the title track release, as I said, next week, so fans be sure to be on the lookout for that. If fans want to check you out, how can they check you out online and get in touch with you?
Well, there's a bunch of places. Probably the best place to really find me would be Bobby Wills Music on Facebook. I'm kind of a junkie, and I'm on there all the time, so people can usually find me. I also have a Twitter page, Bobby Wills Music, and then, of course, the BobbyWills.com website is up and running as well. So there's lots of different ways to get a hold of me.
Excellent. And I'm sure that fans can check out your music on iTunes as well?
Sure, iTunes, of course, yeah, and YouTube. There's a bunch of videos there, and so on. So we're sort of all over. So we appreciate anybody paying attention to that stuff is always good.
Well, excellent. Well, fans, be sure to check him out. Bobby Wills, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate your time, and we look forward to hearing the title track to your new album, Crazy Enough, again on radio waves next week.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me, and appreciate all you do.